So then guys, we are now back at Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures HQ. And you can probably be guessing why I was down in Dorset. That's because we've had a breakdown there for 3 nights. And now we are back here at Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures HQ. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching these videos. So anyway, let's get started. So then guys, day 1, travel day, down towards Poole in Dorset. So I hope you're going to enjoy the video. Good morning everyone, welcome to a random video. Just like a normal video, but with that extra is a little touch of randomness. And hello there everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel. This is going to be a random video, and this is a top secret because no one knows where we're going, because it's a mystery. Because if I said it in advance, that means most of you who are trying to guess will be out of the game. So, viewers, are you ready? Good. Let's play Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. And let's start the game now. So anyway, here we go. Someone else. So we're just heading along the Stourbridge Road, which is a dual carriageway. So the next part I'll see you will be at the M5 Lydia Tash. Okay then guys, 5 miles towards Bromsgrove, M5, M42, and we're now heading away now. So we're going to film the M5 until we get to the junction point for the M42, and then we'll stop until after junction 3, because we're going to miss out junction 1, which is the junction for Rednor, Lickey, and also Bromsgrove Town Centre, where there is no exit on the southbound and no slip road on the northbound, where it's only slip road on the southbound and exit on the northbound. Junction 2 comes for Hopwood Park services, parts of Birmingham and also to Redditch. And Junction 3 is for Withell Transport Museum, Beckett's Farm Shop, Earlswood Garden Centre and Rail Station, Maypole, also towards Hall Green and also to Redditch as well. And also for the American Golf over at Beckett's Farm near Arvechurch. So turning left goes towards Romsley, Halsowen and the Waisley Hills Country Park. And it also takes you into a place called Huntington, a little village, which is part of Romsley Parish Council. So we're now arriving at the M5 interchange. So this is Lydia Tash, where you go interchanges to various places across the Midlands. So you got directions towards the north, which will then take you up to the M6 near West Bromwich. That will take you to places as far afield as Manchester, and also towards Coventry Way, where it interworks with the M1, and also gets connections to like Tamworth, etc. So this is the M5 interchange. So we've just got to drop the camera because we've got to change lanes as we get along. So the next exit here, that goes towards Birmingham Southwest along the A38, and it's 1¼ mile towards Rubery, and then of course you've got the Lickey Hills Country Park and Cadbury World, the chocolate factory in Bourneville, and then this one here is for the A38 into Bromsgrove, and that also takes you towards J1 of the M42. Just going through a couple of traffic lights so we can just change in. Oh, traffic lights are shown to green, so that means we're ready. So we're now entering the M5, southwest, Worcester, and of course London. Here we go, ready to thrash. So we're now heading down the M5. So this is going to take us down towards the M42. Now we're not going to film the whole length of the M42 because obviously this video will get too long into a documentary, and so here are some directional signs. So 17 miles to Worcester, Birmingham South East, so it's 15 miles to Redditch and 117 miles to the capital, London. Now the M5 is one of the, it can be a bit congested if you're heading in the northerly direction and probably in the southerly direction, especially for those people who are going to the tourist trade, Weston-super-Mare, but we're in the left-hand lane. This is J4A, London, M40, NEC and Birmingham Airport. So I will see you at, when we get to J3, where we'll then recommence the video to enter the M40. Now it's not going to be a long distance because some parts will be missed out, but I will give you the information on which junctions we missed out and how they get the connections. Anyway, there's a mobile crane, there's a transmission. So here we are, here are signs, M42 and M5 and M5. So M5 continues down towards Droitwich, where the transmission station is, the BBC station, then goes on towards Worcester, Evesham, Strensham, Cheltenham, Gloucester, Bristol, Weston-super-Mare, then down to Clumpton and then terminating at Exeter. So we're now entering the M42, so I'll see you when we get close to the M40. So anyway, here we are speeding along the M42. So we've just gone past J1, where there's no exit from the southbound and no slip road onto the northbound. And so here we go. This is J2 for Hopwood Park Services. So we are racing along. So anyway, we're now coming along. Okay then, guys. The M42 is about to leave us, as that will then divert to head towards Solihull Way and then on to Birmingham's International Airport. But obviously our route is going to take us over into Warwickshire. So obviously this is the start point, and it is formed by two slip roads from the M42. So J3A is where the M42 meets up with the M40, and that goes toward, and the M42 continues to the north, M1, M6, Birmingham East, North and Central. Also for Solihull, the NEC, known as the National Exhibition Centre, Birmingham Airport, Birmingham International Station, and also towards the southwest, M5, Birmingham South. And also this is the link for Southwest M5, Birmingham South and West, and of course Redditch. And so we're heading on to the M40. So this motorway is going to take us up to the next upcoming junction, which is J16 for Henley, the A3400. Then it's on to J15 for Warwick, the A429. Stratford upon Avon, Coventry, Warwick Parkway Station on the A46. Then it's J14 for Leamington, the A452, and also you can get it at J13 also with Warwick, the A452 and A425, and then it's on to Warwick Services, the Welcome Break. J12 for Gaydon for the British Motor Museum, then we enter Oxfordshire, Warwickshire. Then we get to J11 for Banbury, the A422. Then we get into Northamptonshire. J10, which is for Northampton, Milton Keynes, the A43, Middleton Stony, B430, Cherbourg Valley Services, and also for Silverstone. And we stop there for a bit, and then we get back on, but not for long, and then we get on at J9. Then we get J9 for Bicester, Aylesbury, Oxford and Newbury, A34 and A41. So that's all the information. So here we go on our way towards south. National Grid right here. A40. You'll see them mostly all across the UK because they're really, really iconic structures, the pylons, and we'll see more of those as we get closer and closer. So I will be now only filming parts that are going to be like as we come along. Okay then, here we are. We're now just by the junction, and this one is a major interchange for Coventry, Warwick and Stratford, and this is for Warwick area. Now Warwick is home to the iconic Warwick Castle, historic Warwick, and so you might get a good glimpse of the church in Warwick. So coming up we'll have 6 miles to the service station, which will be, now obviously I can't point my camera out because obviously it's a little bit fragile across there, but obviously you'd get a good glimpse of the bit of towers of Warwick Castle. So London, Banbury, Oxford, Leamington, A452. So there's going to be another interesting fact around here in a moment. Sorry, so now dropping the camera. So here we go. So if you can look on the map here, you got Leamington Spa. We're closer to Royal Leamington Spa, and then of course Gaydon's coming up, which is home to the British Motor Museum. And oh yeah, so it's 93 miles to London, 19 miles to Banbury, and 42 miles to Oxford, as we'll be going in the Oxford direction. So Gaydon is home to the British Motor Museum, where you got all the old cars, and of course Withell Transport Museum has partnered with them to hold their events, such as the Withell Bus Fest, which takes place every year. It first started in 2022, but the only problem was it was raining. But obviously it was a good thing just to catch up with some good friends in the bus industry as well, and some bus spotters as well. And because as you know, a lot of enthusiasts go to that show. So here we go, we're now winding along. So this is like the best bit. So you get loads of different modes of transport on here, not only cars, you've got HGV lorries, you've got coaches as well, because they take you to faraway locations like the seaside, etc., and also towards London. Now so this is one of our quirkiest moments, travelling down the M40. Numbers have now started to descend because we're getting closer. So 91 miles to London. So as we get closer and closer, the numbers start to decrease. Overtaking Warburton's lorry, a bread lorry, or crumpets, probably delivering all the supplies to where they need to go. The weather today is really, really nice. The outside air temperature today is 26 degrees, with the temperature feeling like 14 degrees Celsius, and we're expecting more of that to come in the next few days, which is good. So there's no rain at all, so that's brilliant. And we're now coming towards Warwick services, and out on the horizon is Chesterton Windmill, Don Quixote Windmill. So the Don Quixote is a really interesting windmill. As you know, I love windmills myself. Quickly get a shot. Yikes, can't do it. So Chesterton, oh, I think I was going to get it. Atherton windmill. That is a really old windmill. Now, you don't see windmills that go round these days, the retro windmills, because obviously they're all now come to an end. But it's nice to see some that still retain their sails on them. So here's Warwick Services Welcome Break, which offers a Burger King, Starbucks, WH Smith's, and also Waitrose and Subway, Waitrose and Partners, and there's also KFC. So here we are. Okay, we've just gone by Gaydon now for the British Motor Museum. So let's get a quick update on road. So it's 86 miles to London now, 12 miles to Banbury, and 35 miles towards Oxford. And the next service station is in 21 miles and 38 miles. Obviously, services. So the next one is Cherwell Valley, but the next one's not a Welcome Break. It's a company called Moto, formerly known as Granada. And Cherwell Valley still offers your average WH Smith's, and instead of a Starbucks, they have a Costa Coffee, Burger King, Greggs, and also an M&S Simply Food. Johnson's Coach just going along. Now, Johnson's is one of the biggest coach operators across the UK. They also travel across the channel as well. So it is a big coach operator that did do service work, but they were passed over to Diamond Bus. But Johnson's could focus more on the coach sector. It's a bit like any other coach operators, but Caroline Coaches, they've already started bus work, and let's hope that they'll continue with the bus work as well as their coach sector, because I am really quite impressed to see Caroline Coaches doing some work alongside other operators in the Midlands. But it doesn't matter what company I like, as long as it gets to my destination, I don't mind. So that was just a quick update, so see you in a tick. Okay then, we're now in the county of Oxfordshire. So we're now in a new county now, so we've left the Warwickshire and all the Worcestershire, the West Midlands behind. The West Midlands region is far gone now, and obviously, as you know, Oxfordshire is parting with the Thames Valley. So obviously, if you are a news viewer around here, obviously in the Midlands area, it is ITV Central, and if you're in this part, you come under Thames Valley, so you will receive ITV Meridian, broadcast for the Thames Valley area. And there are three different segments. You got Meridian Thames Valley, which used to be all covered by Central News in Birmingham. Then they divided it to become Central South, and then that all changed with half the sector being transferred to Birmingham, and then this sector being taken on by Thames Valley, and then eventually became ITV Meridian for the Thames Valley, which is joined up with ITV Meridian in the south and also Meridian in the southeast, and that is broadcasted from the Whiteley Studios in Hampshire. And obviously that is just a quick info regarding this journey so far. So we'll be soon coming along towards Banbury. So see you in a minute. Okay, here we come towards Banbury. J11. This is J11 for Banbury, and Banbury is actually also mentioned in a nursery rhyme. Ride a cook horse to Banbury Cross. Oh yeah. Anyway, that is a bit of a quirky moment all about Banbury. So got sign there, Banbury. You can also get there towards Towcester and also Paulus Perry. And over there it's the Banbury Gateway Shopping Park, where you got your average Marks and Spencers, Next, Mackey D's, and also you get towards Daventry and of course Banbury. Now there's going to be another. Now, if you probably remembered earlier, Forgot to mention, we were also paralleled alongside the Chiltern Line service that goes from Birmingham Snow Hill and Birmingham Moor Street through to London Marylebone, and that is worked by the Class 168s. And when trains get into London Marylebone, we all know what line serves London Marylebone. That's it, the Bakerloo line, under the former name Great Central, which was named after the railway company that served Marylebone over the years. Marylebone Station is the only station in London not to be electrified and not even managed by Network Rail. But I think Fenchurch Street's the other station not managed by Network Rail, but Fenchurch Street is also the only station in London not to be directly connected by the London Underground, with the nearest station being Tower Hill Station on the District and Circle lines. So anyway, there's a great bar, Jupe. Anyway, 9 miles for the next service station. So here's another update. So 74 miles to London, 17 miles to Bicester, 23 miles to Oxford, and 52 miles to Newbury. So we're now crossing along. So get ready for my next quirkiest moment, and I'm sure you're going to recognise what that will be. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you're gonna never running in the shadow, yeah, 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 running in the shadow. You probably guess what that means. No. Well, coming up, as you know, we're coming to Junction 10, and there is something really interesting at Junction 10. So yeah, you got the River Cherwell. So coming up is Cherwell Valley Services, where we're going to make a pull over. Oh gosh. So River Cherwell, so Cherwell Valley Services will be coming up, and that's going to be our first upcoming stop. And so this is where we will end part one of this randomness video. So part one comes to an end here of this random video, and we will commence part two when we departed from Cherwell Valley Services. Now, what was that tune and where is it coming from? Well, I will tell you just now. And obviously Cherwell Valley also had this tune here. Everybody's gone to war. That was a classic vibe that was played in that services in the Burger King restaurant back in 2006, and that was sung by a really well-known performer called Narina Palo. Now, obviously, you don't get to hear much of her songs these days, but obviously, she was a good reminder for those people who are probably from like the Millennium days might have remembered those songs that she had sung. So we'll be coming up shortly to the junction. So the road is beginning to wind, so we will see directional signage. So J10 will be coming up shortly, and I'll tell you where that tune came from earlier. Anyway, tiredness can kill, take a break. That's because we'll be getting off shortly at J10 for the Cherwell Valley services, so we'll need to get into the left lane shortly just to get into the service station at Cherwell Valley. So here's the information on Cherwell Valley, so make sure you get in the left lane. And so this one has got, so this one's a Moto, Esso, Costa Coffee, M&S, KFC, Greg's, and also Burger King. And so where's that? Boom, 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 boom. Yes, I know it's a song from the Chain called the Chain by Fleetwood Mac. So here's signs here: Northampton, Milton Keynes, Middleton, Stoney. But we all know what that is. That's right, Silverstone. Why would you play that for Silverstone? Well, in July time, one of the best known motorsport programme is actually broadcasted live here. That's right, Formula One. For those Formula One fanatics out there who love watching Formula One, that is where the British Grand Prix takes place. And that tune the Chamber Fleetwood Mac was one of their classic opening titles. So anyway, here we come. Cherwell Valley Services is now approaching. So Cherwell Valley, B430.
Really get off here?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for Cherwell Valley Services.
I thought they went straight onto the services. This one here?
Yeah, this is Cherwell Valley, yeah.
This the one we always stop at?
Yeah, en route, yeah. Oh, so now, anyway, I've just now got to drop my camera now because it's important. Because obviously with the mirrors, because we have to change directions. But obviously, even though you wouldn't want to see this in front
now
of you.
turn right.
So anyway, here we are. Okay, just keep an eye on mirrors. So anyway, here we are, just now arriving at Cherwell Valley Services. Now, as you know, Cherwell Valley Services building is not a building that was built in its history. The original building had a supermarket exterior structure, but obviously in 2010 it burnt down, and the new services was built on the same site. So it's good to see Cherwell Valley Services, and of course a KFC at a moto. That is really quirky, that is. Of course you've got Pret a Manger as well. Pret a Manger and Pret and Travelodge. So you've got a hotel here. So this is the first stop en route.
Bloody hell, that was more.
Here we are. Just drop the camera. So welcome to Cherwell Valley. Okay then guys, we're now exiting the service station at Cherwell Valley, and we are making our way back to the M40. But we're not going to be on the M40 for long, because we'll be switching on to the next bit, which will be the A34 for some more quirky and hilarious comedy moments. Thank you for calling up Moto. Still got that lovely Moto sign. I really like the old signs. Okay, slip road down to the M40. We're not going to be on for long now, so next part of the journey is gonna just take us along. So next we'll be coming up to J9, the Wendlebury interchange. So what we'll do, we'll stop when we get to the slip to the exit, and then we'll start up on the A34 trunk road. Now the A34.
For the next 4 miles, keep straight on this road.
So here we go. So we're now coming along. So I'll stop filming now, and then I'll see you when we get to the A34. Okay then guys, we are now entering the
Keep straight on this road.
We're now entering the A34 trunk road, which will take us into the Cotswolds. So it's 10 miles into Oxford city centre, 37 miles to Newbury, and 38 miles to Swindon. Now Swindon, if you heard of Curb's videos, he's done some urbex of a Debenhams department store. That's because there was a Debenhams there. But as you know, not many Debenhams stores are left now. So anyway, here's a sign, Middleton Stoney, where we just originated from earlier, where you can use that link rather than continuing on the M40. Oxford, Newbury, Swindon, A34, A420 and A44. Now Oxford is a university city, and where famous people have gone, like Miss Liz Truss, when she says, "Mr. Speaker, I am a fighter and not a quitter." So you had her, Liz Truss, lexicographer Susie Dent, who's part of the Oxford Dictionary, because Oxford is possibly well known for the dictionary. Susie Dent off Countdown alongside Rachel Riley, who's the mathematician. And then of course you had Boris Johnson, who went to the university in Oxford. So many famous people we knew, especially Bojo being one of the most funniest, quirkiest moments of all time. So there's a Shell petrol station on the southbound side, but on the northbound side it's got a BP. Of course you've got an M&S food tenant within the building, and then of course there's a Starbucks and KFC. It's like a little services called Western on the Green. Anyway, there's Starbucks. Can't beat Starbucks as well. There's an abandoned petrol station. So now Oxford is also the terminus for Chiltern services from London Marylebone, but that's not the Chiltern main line, that's on the Oxford line. Of course, this is where the Oxford to Didcot line is starting, like with a station called Culham. This is also where we cross the Great Western Main Line. It's on the Cotswolds and Malverns line from London Paddington to Hereford. So you've got the Cotswolds line, and then it goes on to the Malverns line, across through the Malverns, and then into Hereford. Bletchington, Heathfield, Islip, or is it Islip? I'm not sure. So there will be exits coming up. So you've got one for Pear Tree Services, which is Welcome Break, which is not directly linked by the motorway, and that one's much of a smaller one. So here's some information: 5 miles into Oxford, 36 miles to Newbury, 36 miles to Swindon, 45 miles to Cheltenham, and 69 miles to Southampton. Now Southampton, we're heading in the Southampton direction, and Southampton is in the direction, so Kidlington, Blenheim Palace as well coming up. Obviously bus companies that you'll find in Oxford is the Oxford Bus Company, and of course you've got Stagecoach, especially with the iconic gold buses. It goes, gold God, always believe in your soul, you've got the power to know you're indestructible, always believe in. Probably got a bit, don't know why I'm a bit quirky with everything that's making me feel lively today. I don't know what's going on. Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is always full of different ideas. I'd rather take you through some good details along what you can see and what you can do within those areas. Now Oxford, I think this is where they also make the Oxford diecast stuff. There is a few things I'm not allowed to mention because of obviously personal reasons, but obviously if you want to find more information about Oxford, browse yourself across the internet. You'll find everything on there as well, even though something might not be accurate when it comes to certain things, but it's just a bit of a brief reminder. So anyway, now by Oxford Parkway Station, which was a newly opened station. So I'll see you as we get to the town of Oxford. Right, here we go. We're now coming into Oxford, so you can see with the iconic big giant metal pylon, the giant metal power cables. Now you can see these pylons as well in Staffordshire as well, and also across Bristol. This is always the fun part when it comes to these. It makes you think you're going somewhere rather special. Then of course you got the standard standard smaller ones, which are right here. Those are the ones that you also see across Dudley Way. So this is Oxford, one of the busiest university cities. Now of course services from Oxford go to places across electrics coming by. Well, I'm not sure if they're electric, but there. So anyway, there's the spire. I think that's the uni. There's a Premier Inn up here. Obviously, with some views of the A34 and wobbly if you're on the top deck. Oh, 29 miles to Reading and 28 miles to Newbury. Oh. So as you know, we're actually going through a bit of sets of houses. So, as you know, Oxford is one of the most popular university cities. And coming down, we used to come towards the old Didcot power station. Well, it's not there anymore because that's got flattened. Not many nuclear power stations are left these days. So we'll see you at the Hinksey area. Okay, we're now over at Hinksey, just south of Oxford. And so we're now by the Hinksey Hill interchange. So you got the South Hinksey Golf Club as well. So South Hinksey Golf Club right there. So here are some more sets of cables. So Oxford Garden Centre is also nearby here. So A34 continues. Now this is really long, so you always have to try and break the journey if you can if you are going by. You just speed things up so you're not sitting on this for a long distance. So coming up is Kennington. Now Kennington, don't confuse this Kennington with London's Kennington on the Northern Line. But obviously the next part will be the fun part when we come to Drayton. Okay then, here we go. We are now coming down towards Drayton now. We're now in Drayton. This is the fun part for majority of the people, so just drop the camera for a bit. So Drayton, Oxfordshire is now approaching. So anyway, there's 3 arm pylons. Milton interchange. Milton did cut wantage as well. And of course, you've got Didcot Railway Station Centre coming up. So there's a signpost there. So now the road begins to wind along where there used to be the old power station. Power station's now decommissioned. So I'll see you when we get towards Chieveley.
Now leave the roundabout.
Left here, yeah?
Yeah. In the right lane. Yeah, getting this
Left
lane.
lane.
Yes. Welcome to Chieveley Services. Donington, not Donington Telford or Donington for the Donington Festival. Here we are. This is Chieveley Services. The pyramid facade. Now there was a Ladbrokes here, but there isn't anymore. So there's your HGV section, so car section. So welcome to Chieveley Services. so here we are.